name's Cranston, as you can tell from the accent. I'm not from Indianapolis. I'm also a bit nervous to speak. Like Keith's got the shakes. My head goes pink. So Keith was at the purple horseshoe position. I'm at the purple head position. Stephen Harris is a good friend of mine. I've known him for about 18 years. We had market stalls together. That was our first businesses. About 20 years ago, Stephen.
Right.
And about a year ago, Stephen mentioned to me about ISN. Stephen was just building a business with people in the US and Canada. He hadn't introduced anybody in the UK. And he mentioned the business to me. Stephen's an experienced networker. He's been involved in network marketing for 14 years. But he just mentioned the business to me. At the time, I had lots of things going on. I was back and forth to Spain and Portugal, so I couldn't really comprehend what was happening. I just knew that he was excited, and he showed me a little tray like this with about 4 or 5 silver coins on it. And then every other month I would pop up to Stephen's for a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, and I would see his collection starting to grow. And I knew then I was going to join the business, but I kept on touching base with Stephen every other month. And eventually in January, I was at Stephen's place, and then he says, "I'm so pleased you're here because the postman's due." And the postman turned up with a box like this, full of silver coins. And a lot of the coins he had received were free coins from the free coin reward system that you've been shown there. And I just said, "Sign me up." That was it. I didn't know any detail. I didn't understand the plan or anything. All I knew was my buddy was excited, and he was getting a bunch of coins, and he was getting a few quid, and he took me out for lunch. And that was me getting started with the business. What I'd like to share with you today is, I mentioned, I've been involved with network marketing. My first business, well, I used to sell slippers on the market up in Newcastle. And dead simple business. I used to buy slippers from factories up in Big up in Lancashire. Seconds, tip them in the back of the van, tip them on a stall, stand and take cash all day, and meet Stephen in a bar and go and get drunk. That was my life. That business kind of moved on with the big out-of-town shopping malls, and I had to diversify into other things. And I set myself up with a car wash. And it was in 1998 when I was introduced to the concept of network marketing by a very good friend of mine. And had a very good reason why. I had 2 young kids at the time, and I needed to make some money. I wanted to make a residual income because I'd worked 7 days a week for years and years and years. So I was excited about it. I studied the compensation plan. I'd worked out how much money I was going to be making over the next 6, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. I'd had it all spent in my head. And then I went out and I tried to explain it to people. And I absolutely got annihilated. And what happened was, I was lucky because I was introduced by a good friend of mine at the time, who's still a good friend of mine now, Bob. And I didn't know what I was doing. But the funny thing was, Bob didn't know what he was doing either. But we didn't know what we were doing together. If that makes sense. Like Bill and Ben. So I said, "Bob, hey, I'm struggling this." And I'd gone from a belief level of 12 out of 10, excitement, couldn't sleep, spent all the money in my head. After I'd spoken to my brother-in-law, my sister, and a couple of pals, that I was absolutely as flat as a pancake. I was virtually out of the game. And Bob said, "I'm going to take you to spend some time with a guy called Jeff Lehman." Jeff Lehman, very, very successful in the industry. Some people in the room will have heard his name. And Jeff sat me down and he shared with me a few things which I would like to share with you. But the stuff that I'm going to show you in here isn't my stuff. Mark's talking about commodities. I often say to people, me and my wife are in the iron and steel business. She does the ironing, I do the stealing. And all I do is steal other people's stuff and copy it. So I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. You see this compensation plan? I think it's phenomenal what the company's put together. The reason why they put this together, they're going to pay you in 11 different ways. Now, somebody said to me, Ray, you've been doing network marketing for all these years as an affiliate, why don't you set up your own network marketing company? I said, what, I am drugs? Can you imagine working out how to pay all of these different things, 11 different ways? We don't need to know all this. These guys do it on our behalf, so we can just go and make the money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.